There he is. There he is, coming in the man. Hey, got the man. Jason Grilli coming in the mayor's office.
What's up, man?
What's up, Grill? How you doing, bro?
All right.
Grill, you ready to come in? You ready for today?
I mean, if I'm not ready, I'm always ready.
You brought the rock and ball. What do you got? The rock and ball wines?
Just in case we're thirsty. You
Just in
know?
case you're thirsty.
Get a little dirty on the set.
I love it, dude. There we go, right there.
This news
We're getting our act together, yeah. Jason Grilli coming this week. It's going to be awesome. Tune in.
Hall of Fame broadcaster Marty Brenneman here, and you're stepping inside the mayor's office. Here's your host, Sean Casey.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Now we're talking. You nailed it, brother. You nailed it, Chinch. What's going on, brother?
Not much. You got a guest over there, a big guy like you.
Dude, we're inside the mayor's office, bro. Back on the mayor's office couch. Dude, somebody sent a tweet out the other day saying this looked like a 70s porn couch.
Really?
This doesn't look like a 70s porn. This
Comfortable couch.
doesn't look like 70s porn, does it?
Baseball glove.
Yeah, it's a baseball glove. Like, clean it up, whoever sent that. Said it looked like a 70s porn couch, because it's a little better than that. Yeah. Listen, the guy in here today, man, is a dear friend of mine. We played together in Detroit in 06, 07. So thankful for that. Let me break it down before we bring him in. 15-year big league career, averaged over 9 Ks per 9 for his entire career. That's balling right there. Played for the Marlins, the White Sox, Tigers, the Rockies, the Rangers, the Pirates, the Angels, and the Blue Jays. That's a lot of teams that he played for.
I mean, the teams I didn't play for.
Exactly. 79 career saves, including a career high 33 in 2013, which is your first All-Star game first time closing, first All-Star game, got a shot to close. 684 career innings, right? In 16 career postseason games. I like this stat. Had an ERA of 0 with 10 punchies in 12 innings.
That's good, right?
That's the highest,
that's pretty good.
Highest situations. And a big thing I think everyone realized when you go back to that Bucco team, 2013, 2014, part of the most iconic bullpens in history, the Shark Tank. Yeah, my man, Jason Grilli. Yes. What's up, Grill?
Driving south in Pittsburgh. Weather's up North Hills is a little cooler. Coming down woods, way better. And
pretty nice.
If you're in the mayor's office, it's always good energy, good time, and I feed off of it.
Nice.
Dude, well, we were hanging out recently. You moved here to Pittsburgh after you were done playing, and we were hanging out on Saturday night at your house. Grill has this awesome place up in Butler, right?
No,
in Wexford, and
I forgot where you were. He drank wine.
No. But we had Grill had an awesome party, and you're starting this little right, like a company, wine company. Tell us about it.
Rock and Ball Wines right here.
Ooh.
Francisco Cervelli. Any AEIOUs coming into the mix? Case, I know you're not Italian, but you're sometimes what?
Well, my last name's Chentromino, so I'm all in, man.
I have a barn that turned into my house. Had all some of my closest friends, neighbors, and have former fraternity brothers here making an appearance. But, it's just a great venture I got going. Rock and Ball Wines. The whole premise is I wanted to trace back my roots, being Italian. I got my Italian citizenship. Played for the Team Italia 3 times, and every time I go over there, it's like, man, just to get into my history, appreciation for my family's name, and there's a baseballism thing you should look up. It's we played for the name on the team on the front, that's who you play for, but your name on the back is the family you represent. So it's a cool baseball.
I like that, yeah.
And I got deeper into that because every time I got to go to Italy, tracing my roots, and just when you drink the grape juice that turns into this here wine. Mine's from the Lazio region, which is where east of Rome, Ferentino's a town that the Grillis came from, and the Cisenza di Piglio grapes are known for that region. That's me and my wine, and that bodies comes some of my personality. Francisco Cervelli, who played with me on Team Italia, was a big league catcher for the Yanks.
Yes.
The Pirates, and some other teams, but he has his own grapes that from his region, Puglia.
Wow.
And
it's good to be
fun
around
bench.
another Italian, by the way, because Casey still cuts his spaghetti with a knife and fork, and I get very, very upset.
So you have to come over and
Yeah.
have some of this,
I'm in.
some wine and
It's so funny. Rich Chichamino, you know,
Hey, forget about it.
you know, the mozzarella, the mozz, or whatever you guys say.
Yes, that's good enough. Good enough.
Hey, give me more mozzarella on that pizza. Like, that's how you say mozzarella.
after baseball.
Yeah.
Just, the intent transferred from the field and
Yeah.
putting it into other
Good, man.
other ventures and energy.
We'll be looking for that rock and ball wine and look.
We gotta
Hopefully,
get some Italian musicians. You know, we're
Yeah.
looking at guys like Jovi, the Aerosmith crew. There's some Italians out there. Bruce Springsteen's even got a little Italian.
There you go.
So, you know,
those guys in there.
Those guys that join in and can make a bottle of their own stuff.
Love it, man. Love it. At that party, I ran into one of the coolest cats maybe I've ever run into. You know what I mean? Steve Grilli.
There you go.
The originator. The originator, right?
He's the original, bro.
Bro, when I was talking to him, when I shut my eyes, I'm like, am I talking to Grill or who am I talking to? But I'm talking to your dad, and I was a great conversation because tell us about your dad a little bit. He played in the big leagues a little bit.
Yeah, he got about 2.5 years.
2.5 years in the big.
11 years professionally.
Yep.
He was a non-drafted free agent. So basically, they gave him a Snickers bar and a plane ticket, and he packed stuff up and went to Gannon University here in Pennsylvania, in Erie, and yeah, just he loved. I don't know anybody that loves baseball growing up more than he did, and I always tell people, I said, I just wanted to be just like my dad, and mine just happened to be a big league, professional athlete. So it was easy to try to be like him. And if I'm half the man that he ever was, I said I'm doing pretty damn good. So I'm glad you enjoyed him. I still look at him just like he's 72. Both my parents, my mom and he, 72.
Both look great. Your mom looks great.
I can't believe their energy and
I
guess I got good genes. So that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
well, dude.
That's what's got coming my way. So thanks, Dad.
That's so great. Tell me about your dad a little bit, like because obviously you played in the big leagues. You're one of the best dudes I ever met. You got just your standards for life. What are some of the lessons that Steve Grilli taught you that you've taken with you?
Yeah, well, just like I said, he told me how much our family name mattered and don't screw it up. And, I won't say I was in a strict family. I just didn't want to let my parents down.
Right.
I knew their standards. We grew up Italian Catholic family. He was from Long Island, born in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Went to upstate New York. That's when we played for the Blue Jays organization. Syracuse Chiefs at the time was a AAA affiliate of the Blue Jays. And he became the Sam Malone of Syracuse. He opened up a sports bar at the best chicken wings you'll ever have.
No, he said #1 chicken wings and
Wow.
Yeah, legit. I was talking the other night, Chits. I said, Steve, get me some of that sauce because I like chicken wings and I like putting that sauce on.
Well, we're bottling wine. We might
Well, that sauce, yeah.
I mean,
but yeah, he's like people know him. He loved not just teaching me. He loved teaching some of my teammates and my peers, and was the pitching coach in high school for our team, and just helped out. Just wanted to be around, and it's like I'm doing the same thing for my boys. You got boys, and it's like I never put that pressure. He never put that pressure on me to be a big leaguer. He saw who he was, and I wanted to be more like him. So just even seeing him in his element at his bar, to change of pace. If anybody's up in the Syracuse area, just how people came and loved talking to him and telling stories.
Yeah.
I'll have good stories and whatever. If it's a minor league story, major league story, you're full. This guy's full of it.
yes.
Even about his couch now.
Well, it's obviously a porn couch or something.
But, so just to this day, I mean, my dad's, thank God, they're still with us and healthy and able to enjoy. And now he's getting watching his grandkids. We're trying to see how far they want to take it.
Yeah.
I tell my kids.
I was going to say, what do you tell your kids?
I just say keep the uniform on as long as you want. If it's something you want to play an instrument, I mean, shoot,
Yeah, whatever it is.
I think if you be a musician, you can play a lot longer than being an athlete.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's a saying that goes with what I put behind this wine. I said every athlete wants to be a musician, and every musician wants to be an athlete.
Yeah.
I think being an entertainer, we're in an entertainment business, truth be told. I mean, I sit there and look at how Eddie Vedder all around you, right? he's still rocking it out.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
he'll do it until the wheels fall off of him.
Well, it's funny. I had a conversation with Ed a few weeks ago, and we were talking about that. I was like, man, when you play in the big leagues, it's stressful. You there's so much failure. You know what I mean? You're winning some nights, you're losing some nights, and Ed cut me up and said, "We always win." It's like, no wonder you. We went and saw the Rolling Stones recently in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, and Mick Jagger's 78, just winning like you wouldn't believe, up and down. It looks like you could pick your teeth with his legs, but he's squatting down. He's doing the Mick Jagger dance. But I'm like, this guy's unbelievable. These guys are still winning, and that's what Vetter was saying. Was like, we win every night. When you're a rock and roll star, you win every night.
And you don't have back problems like you got back problems. Or I got back
exactly. Problems. Yeah, neck problems. I'm like, oh,
my arm feels great. The rest of my body feels like shit.
No, it's the truth, man. So you grew up in Syracuse. You obviously,
hotbed of baseball.
A hotbed of baseball. Yeah. Great weather, right?
Great
The winters are great there.
Basements are a must because that's where I trained in the upstate New York area. While kids in Florida and Texas and California are out there, getting their cuts.
Yeah, you're in the gym floor where it skips. I remember taking, out in Pittsburgh, in high school we'd take it. Okay, here's your tryouts, and the ball would like skip off my leg. And I'm like, what do you do? I was like, well, aren't we on the gym floor? The hardwood. The ball is just skipping off my kneecap.
Or when they would use up north here, like they'd use those like bouncy balls to hit grounders in a gym. That was the worst thing in the world. They bounce all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, good thing Rocky 3 with the Russian when he's in the winter.
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, sorry.
Yeah.
He's training. I felt like I was even just running up my sledding hill after my first major league season.
Are you serious?
Professional season. My first professional season. I came home, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do like the Rocky Balboa thing. I'm running up my sledding hill, going like, wait, I just got enough money. I should be in Florida right now. And that's what I did. I changed my zip code because I'm like, I can't do this. Mom, Dad, love you. Come down.
Oh,
see
God,
me.
so
I got a
great.
place in Orlando and train with some of the guys.
So
down
great.
There. Yeah, so that was my last Syracuse to pursue baseball a little bit more.
So you get drafted out of high school, right? With the Yankees. Obviously, it turns out it wasn't high enough, right? You guys were like, we're going to Seton Hall.
It was 94 when the strike happened.
Okay.
And basically, the offer was pretty much equal to my college scholarship. So I said, at 17, I was a young senior.
Yeah.
I was, even though my dad owned a sports bar, Dad, I don't know if I can keep up with these guys on the bus drinking and
right.
I felt immature for going into that scene. I said I really wanted to go to college, and we talked about that before this. We went live here about college and our kids going to college and stuff like that. I just felt like I needed that time to mature a little bit. And I said, if I got a D1 scholarship and I'm on the map with the Yankees, I said, I'm right under the nose of these people. I'm on the radar screen. Let me see if I can up where I was drafted. And it turned out to be a better move.
I was going to say.
I was the 24th round pick, and I was the 4th pick in the country. So it worked out.
Yeah. 3 years later, you're the 4th pick of the country, right? You get drafted by the Giants, and the 4th overall pick. A couple years later, you get traded in a pretty big trade for Levon.
2 years later.
2 years later.
Business of baseball.
Well, they also got Levon Hernandez, who at the time was an established big league pitcher. Yeah. Right. He comes to the Giants. You go to the Marlins. I always like to ask guys. You get called up in 2000, right?
Yeah. One start. You told me you had one game.
But tell us what happened there. What was that first call?
I was not tearing it up in Calgary. I thought about it's hard training in Syracuse, New York, but I'm even 4 hours.
Calgary's even worse. Yeah.
Cannon's AAA Park.
Right.
It's been home to a lot of other minor league teams, but the Florida Mons felt it was the best affiliate fit for the guys to get to the called up to the big league, Calgary, Canada. And it was actually Alex Fernandez got hurt. Ricky Bonas was supposed to give a spot start for him. He got hurt. He was sitting in some lounger chair or something, threw out his back. And so it just happened to be my turn in the rotation. I think I was rocking like a 6 or 7 in the PCL. Going like, there's no way I would get a call up. I gotta get some shit in line.
Right.
And I was 20 years old. No, I was 23 years old. Sorry. And they called me in the office. They're like, "Hey man, we're gonna go to the big leagues and make your big league debut." And I was like, "Wait a minute, huh? How can that be? I got a 7 ERA here, whatever." Right. So they told me the situation and said, "You're just going there." And I didn't even know who we were playing against. And I think they said a couple guys go, "Who are they playing?" And a couple guys, I think we got Pittsburgh and Atlanta on this road trip. So I was like, I think I'd rather face Pittsburgh. Look at the schedule. It's Atlanta Braves.
Oh, my God.
Javi Lopez with cannons, guns, whoever on
Triple
the team was,
Jones.
Yeah.
at that time, late 90s, guys were all on the sauce. And I'll make a big league debut at 185 pounds soaking wet. And I just got my spot start.
Who'd you go against? Was it
Millwood? Kevin
Millwood.
Well, wait a minute. There's two other parts of this. First of all, you had to fly from Calgary to Miami. Was that the greatest, worst experience of your life? Because that sounds horrible.
Calgary to Dallas to Miami.
Oh my God.
Your nerves are like when you get called to the big leagues. I'm flying, going like, I don't know how many times I threw up in my mouth. Excitement and nerves, trying to contain myself, going like, all right, this is it. And all my family's making their arrangements to go down to Florida, see it, and it was a crazy experience. I couldn't eat, but it turned out okay.
How'd your start go?
Good. I went 6 2/3.
Wow.
4 runs. I got the winning knock.
Yeah, he got a hit. First at bat in your career.
Hit an RBI. I drove in the winning run.
Wow, bro.
And I pitched that game. I wound up getting surgery right after. I had a stress fracture. I wound up got a broken arm, and that's the start of. I learned the business of getting traded. Then you're on the surgery table. Who wants you? Tossing around like a bag of chips. And so
take us down that road, because that was when I look at your stuff, Grill, you're the 4th pick of the draft.
Yeah.
You're on top of the world. Boom, you're rolling through the Giants system. You get traded to the Marlins. Maybe an opportunity there. Dave Dombrowski likes guys with big arms.
Let me tell you the names that were there. I was just another guy. 4th pick in the country didn't matter when you had Josh Beckett, AJ.
Oh yeah, Pavano, Dontrell.
Dontrell
wasn't there yet. Yeah.
Brandon Looper.
Looper.
Everybody.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I'm like, I'm just another guy. I go, can I at least get in the bullpen here? I'm like, everybody throws a million.
Yeah.
With good stuff, and but the business of baseball and dealing with all that, it was like, when you're somebody's first round pick, and you're a money guy, they're going to give you all the good carrots and apples and chances. And I was excited to play for Dusty Baker. God, he's a great guy. Yeah,
Dusty's
so happy for him. He's awesome dude.
Yeah.
And he's still in the game.
We all hope Bake wins the whole thing. Yeah.
And so it was just a crazy, crazy journey. Beginning part of my career was like great, and then it was like, holy crap, it's some gravel road in there.
Yeah. Well, talk about that. Talk about some of the injuries you had. Yeah. Before you really got established as a big leaguer. And how did you mentally get through all that? Because I would have bailed.
I know. My mom. It's funny, I got to bring my mom into this conversation. So I was making some rehab starts. After my stress fracture, they put a pin in my elbow. Dr. Andrews told me, he said, dude, I'm going to see you in like a year or two later. He's like, you're probably going to have Tommy John. Sure enough.
What?
I mean, that guy's pretty much right on the spot. He's doing these left and right. So I saw him again. Like I said, 2 major elbow.
So what year is that you have Tommy John?
2000 was when I had my first injury. 2001, I was getting like some inflammation in there. I had some forearm troubles and stuff, but that was a strain. And sure enough, my elbow popped in 2002. So there was 3 years where you're sitting there going like, still young in the game, but I'm trying to make it back. Then how do you stay in that? You just go, I got a taste of a cup of coffee in the big leagues, had that success. I mean, it was buzzkill. Even some of the guys, they felt bad because they were going to on the road to play the New York Mets after I just beat the Braves. Me and my dad were the only ones left in the clubhouse drinking a beer, going like, I just beat the Braves and I don't even get to go throw a bullpen.
Right.
I was like, buzzkill, blue ball right there.
Right.
But it was such a great time. I was like, well, at least I did it. I was like, I got my feet wet, but I wanted more. You get a taste of that and you go, I want more. So then the other things, the transactions come about where, I think I went through 12 financial advisors, 4 agents, and, I don't know how many umpteen amount of teams. I got a collection of jerseys. Like you got a collection of one. You played for played for Cincinnati Reds for
8 years.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer with the Reds.
Very fortunate. That you don't realize that doesn't necessarily happen to everybody. A lot of guys it doesn't. I was very fortunate that looking back to play for the Reds for 8 years.
Good clubhouse guy. That's why they kept him around.
I was a glue guy.
They just needed me for as many fantasy league camps. Post-career, I haven't been asked to but one with the Toronto Blue Jays, and I live here in Pittsburgh. So I just get all these jerseys. I can do a lot of fantasy league camps if they need a good coach.
You can.
But it's been crazy. I mean, I have a collection of jerseys, and I think the good part that I look at, I mean, that's how we got to play together. I got to play in so many different teams. I got to meet the whole league. I felt.
Yeah.
You know, by the time I made my All-Star appearance, I'm like, well, I got to play with him. I got to talk to you. I got some time in the outfield shagging with you.
Right.
Whatever, you know, it just kind of like, it was cool to get to know guys in a different way. And
when you look back at that time of being injured and, you know, kind of the ups and downs, first off, did you ever have the thought of walking away? Like, this is too much for me?
I think what happened was I got more intense, you know, because I was like, it was a horse that kept trying to buck me off.
Uh-huh.
But you know, from a standpoint of going like, well, what else do I do? And then I circle back to my mom, make a rehab start in Portland. It was a doubleheader. Josh Beckett was making his coming up the ranks, and I covered the other game, making a rehab start in Portland in Double-A. And my mom was kind of at the time like, you should get your education, because I left after my junior year.
Left Seton Hall.
Yeah, to get my degree, which we know that doesn't really mean a squat of piss these days.
It means debt. It means debt.
Welcome to debt for the next 25 years.
I pulled out the classified ads. I'm looking through jobs. I'm like, Mom, I like pizza. I said, I can deliver pizzas, you know. I was teasing her. I go, Mom, trust me. I go, I'm going to make it back. I don't want to let anybody down. This is something I really want to pursue, and I'm going to do it till the wheels fall off. And my body failed me a lot of time miserably, and I know I took the high road. I didn't take the go-go juice and all that stuff the guys were taking around me, and you know, I talked to my dad, who old school. He says, "Hey, Grill," he said, "Dad, what should I do?" I was crying, going like, "I'm in AAA. I'm seeing all these guys take this. They're healing. They're feeling good. You know, they're fresh every day. But for me, it's like, I guess I just, like I said, I just wanted to do it my way. You know, and I don't judge anybody for the path they took or whatever. I just felt like that was what was in me, and I was able to deal with adversity pretty good. And even just on a regular basis, like good game, bad game, you know, you have a bad game, you go for 20. Yeah. Or you have just a bad outing, embarrassing outing. You got 4 home runs in an inning. I thought like that was the sweatiest, most sleepless night I've ever had in my life. And over what, a game. Right. You know, it's like you get embarrassed in public and criticized left and right in social media, but at least I'm in good company. You know? John Smoltz, I think. Greinke, there's a lot of guys. Brandon Johnson, I think. Some good company, Hall of Famers.
And give it up. Exactly.
Give up one more.
You didn't get thrown out from left, though, which is good. But you were there. You were there.
I saw that live. I thought Case, you know, we made up shirts that says Casey Speed killed. I thought he was going to kill every one of us.
I almost did. That was crazy. Grill was there when I got thrown out from left.
No way.
Not one of my best moments ever, but I did want to I did get shirts set up that said Speed Kills, Casey Incorporated, you know? So let's talk about that 2006 team that we were on, bro. Like, what are your memories of that? You know, what are your best?
Let me back up before you even came there in 2005. I was the last cut in camp.
And you're back with Dombrowski, though, too, right? Dombrowski brings you in. He brought you to Florida, and now he's bringing you in Detroit.
I was a free agent. I got Rule 5 by the White Sox, which, I don't know, it's still questionable how they transaction. I never got called up to play in the big leagues all year. So I was down in Charlotte, where they had their AAA team. The next year, I was like, I'm out of here. Like, I wasn't valued there. But by that time, I learned the business. Between being injured, talking to guys, I'm like, all right, I get it now. We're a commodity, how you're valued, where you go. Well, because Dombrowski traded for me once, I knew he was with the Tigers. And I looked at that roster, and I looked at it from 2 standpoints. I go, all right, I know I'm going to be in competition for a job with these guys, and I know Dombrowski traded for me. And I see where this team might be going, because it was between the Tigers, the Twins, and the Pirates. And I said, I like Detroit. My dad played for Detroit. It'd be cool if I even got to wear his jersey, you know, numbered 49. So just long story short, that's how I did it. I was the last cut in camp, and Trammell was the manager at the time. And I remember being there, and they're like, hey, you know, we want you to go down. I said, listen, time out. I said, no offense. You can take who you want. I said, but I'd rather you shoot me straight. I said, I know the business. I'm not on the 40-man roster. You got guys that are making a hell of a lot more money than me. I was like, if you got to send me to AAA, I go, and I'm the last cut. I said, I hope that guys that you did send down, like Curtis Granderson, Marcus Thames, Chris Shelton was there, Mike Hessman was a big power hitter.
Oh, yeah. I always say, dude, if Mike Hessman played now in the big leagues because
$70
Hessman's hitting 230 with 45 a year. Book it. Yes. He'd have done that in the big leagues. But back then, when you hit 230, Chinch, you're sent down. Exactly. Now you can hit a $190. Like, hey, you got a great OPS, bro. You're hitting a $190.
600 at bats later too. Some of those guys can hit under 200 for a whole season. Yeah,
and then you get to the postseason, like you're freaking. Oh wait, these guys are really good in the postseason. You can't hit those guys, right?
But Dimitri, your boy Dimitri, he was over at Detroit. He was so pissed that I got cut. I said, Dimitri, I said, it's okay. I said, if I was the last cut, maybe I'll be the first one called up. Something goes awry. So, long and short of it, they called all those guys that I named. We won in Toledo that year in 2005.
Yep.
We won the championship there.
Yeah. And that was an international league, no?
International league, yeah, championship. And all those guys, after 2 weeks, they wanted us to win in AAA. We all got called up. So we joined that the next year. That's how it all started. It was like,
so you
picked eat crow. I felt good. I was like, I'm not a GM, but I was like, at least I said the guys that I named were all on that team or had some impact for the Tigers being, in the World Series. And we acquired you.
Yeah.
I remember being.
Well, I remember really quick. So 2006 is Jason Grilli got drafted in 1997 as the fourth pick overall. Your real coming out party is in 2006.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years later.
What helped me make that team as a middle reliever was playing for the WBC. It was the first year, the inaugural WBC for Team Italy. So I got actually more innings, high leverage innings, being in a tournament that felt like playoff baseball.
Right.
And, getting ready for a season. I'm like, wow, I was ready right from the get-go. Like, when the lights turned on, I was like, are you ready? Did your off-season preparation? And I was spot on. Like I said, I hired a good friend of mine who's a personal trainer, Randy Hadley, down in Orlando. Got me ready. I said I wasn't taking steroids, but he was my steroid because I knew nothing about weights. If you looked at my draft picture and my first year, a brace-faced kid, I knew nothing about the weight room at 23. Believe me. And that was when, too, a funny story with Barry Bonds. When after McGuire and Sosa hit, he goes, watch what I'm about to do. And he came in here, and we didn't even recognize Incredible Hulk walking through there. So I remember asking, going, where's the weight room in Scottsdale, Arizona? And it was one of those, 4 exercise little things.
Right.
They kept the door locked to it. I'm like, they wouldn't let us touch a weight. I said, but hot soup and crackers is going to get us to the big leagues.
I remember.
I don't know.
Hot soup and crackers and the celery sticks with peanut butter on it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that 2016. So I got traded over there. You obviously are having a great year. It's so funny because where your mind is as another guy that's not following your career. I come in. I see Jason Grilli. I've known that you were. I know when you were drafted. I've kind of I just thought you'd been up there the whole time. So when I first got traded over to the Tigers, at the deadline from the Pirates, dude, I'll always appreciate it. You were one of the first guys to come up to me. Do you remember what you said?
I remember you were so nervous. You had this nervous look on his face. Case, who likes that, never likes Case. I mean, they had a great conversation with him at first base. And I remember going like, Case, I'm so excited you're here, bro. He's like, I've heard nothing but great things. I can't wait to, be teammates with you and play with you, man. Here, welcome to Detroit, dude.
Yeah. That meant a lot, though.
Yeah.
That meant a lot. I look back at that time. It is nerve-wracking, man. It was my 9th year in the big leagues. I had established myself, but, dude, I'd never been traded like that at the deadline.
See, I was an expert at that time.
Yeah. Exactly. It's so true. But when you come up to me and said that, hey, man, welcome. Like, I've always wanted to play with you. I'm really excited you're here. I was like, man, at least I got one guy that's got my back.
I only got one hit prior to that. I played Cincinnati. I was get a base hit.
It was it was a ribby. But that year was really cool for me too, just to be able to. I'd never been to the postseason before in all my career, and to be thrown in right to a pennant race with the guys in that team, Verlander and Kenny Rogers and Bonderman and Nate Robertson, Maglio Ordonez hitting 370.
Having a great year.
Polanco, Curtis Granderson's rookie year.
Yeah.
Carlos Guillen at short. Brandon Inge, one of the best athletes I've ever played with. He looked like he was playing on a trampoline.
That guy will run through a brick wall for you.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
He was thick enough to not be afraid of anything.
Yeah.
Great teammate.
Well,
it was a right blend. It was a right blend.
Also one of the sickest teammates I ever played with. I came out of my second day in Detroit. I come out of the locker room, and there's a note on my chair, and there's it looks like it's a tortilla with pubic hairs in it.
I didn't hear this.
You didn't hear the story?
No.
There's a tortilla there with straight pubes in it. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? No. And he's like, hey, Case, great to have you on the team. Really fired up you're here. Always loved you with the Richmond Spiders because he was VCU. He's like, this is going to be a lot of fun. Enjoy your pube burrito. Brandon Inks. Only in a big league clubhouse. Only
Vance Wilson. Those two guys were like,
oh my God, Vance.
I want to be in their line of fire with jokes. Clubhouse jokes. They were some sickos.
So good.
They were good.
So good. But I go back, Grill. We end up, we limped into the playoffs, but we end up playing the Yankees that first round. And, Jeter ends up getting that has that big game one. They beat us. And then we come back to win the series. Remember, we come back at game 4.
Yeah. We gave an unbelievable speech.
Yeah, take us back to that. Because
that year.
That would be, I was going to ask you about that.
I have one speech, and I'm trying to get it on cassette tape with Lasorda. Had all the Italians for the first WBC. He put us in the shower, and I actually got it on tape. It was crazy.
Wow.
I would love to have had some of Leland's speeches for us.
They were the best.
They were epic. But he had us, and Leland would take you high. He would get you emotional, and he would set you. He knew how to set us straight, and I would give credit to that. He orchestrated us to play together and got us all to unify that year. I really think that was the key ingredient to it all.
Well, dude, they were terrible. You got the Tigers were terrible.
Oh my God.
Had lost 100-some games a few years earlier. Leland comes in. We win 98 games, I think, that year.
It's funny to see if you look back at like April, May. By May, when we played about 45 games, if you got a good team after about month and a half.
Yeah.
You get a field goal. We got a shot. We were good by then.
Yeah.
And from mid-May on, it was like you could start seeing. Look back at the videos. The stadium seats started getting more and more, and to see people coming in downtown Detroit to get the city rallied around.
Wow, that city was pumped up.
Yeah.
They were pumped up, and it was rocking. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Was the Detroit fans. I mean, we packed house every night.
There was nothing.
Who's there? The whole thing. Who's your Tiger? I'm like, I'm your Tiger. I'm the new guy. I'm your Tiger.
Towels, right? That was one of the first years. The entire stadium had white towels. I remember.
Yeah, white towels, orange towls. Yeah, it was.
Zamaya himself was his own rock show. I mean, the guy.
Yeah,
coming in.
Joel Zamaya was throwing 103, 104, legit. Back when not many guys were doing that.
Blowing the ball by A-Rod, and these guys swinging the ball was in the mitt, and I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah, and you don't want to charge. If Zamaya ever hit you, you don't want to charge him either because you could have a major problem.
Zamaya was from southern San Diego.
Yeah.
Zip code you wanted to get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Grill, I go back to that first series against the Tigers after Leland had given that unbelievable speech on our off day, before we had, and basically saying, "Hey, we can respect the Indians, but we can't respect the Yankees, but we can't fear them."
Well, yeah, we got to win anyways. We're gonna have to go through them one way or the other.
Yes.
To get to where we want to go, and this is just a series. The funny part, prelim to that, was we had to play Kansas City, who was the bottom feeder of our division.
We need to beat them once.
We need to win one to win the division. We need to win one game. They upset us, and they said, "Oh, pack your bags just in case." Whoever told us that, put the bat in their head because we got swept by Kansas City to be in the wild card team instead of the division winners. But like I said, fate has it. It took us to the World Series, and
well, I want to go back to that because I got a great story when you and I when we clinched against the Yankees. You want to talk about nuts, Chinch? I mean, the city of Detroit almost came down. Everyone was going crazy, right? I mean, the whole city was going nuts, and towels were going. I mean, it was a party.
Yeah,
it was a party. And we went up in the clubhouse, and the greatest thing, you as a player, you live for this popping the champagne. That doesn't happen often.
No.
So you get a chance to do it. You want to pop. It's euphoric. So we go up there. We're popping the champagne, ripping them, having a great time, pouring it on each other. Leland's there. He's dancing. It's unbelievable. And then Grilli and I get together, and we're like, "Hey, what do we say? Let's bring bring it to the fans."
You could hear the fans.
Oh yeah.
Up, underneath. We're in the clubhouse, underneath the stands. You could hear the roar. We're like, they haven't left.
Nobody had left. It was like 25 minutes later,
and they were like, it was almost like the encore. They wanted to see one more song.
Yeah, one more song. So me and Grilli go out, probably 3 bottles of champagne each. We're like, let's go.
And then the guys followed us.
And then all the guys came out. Kenny Rogers is pouring a whole thing on a cop. There's a cop on top of the dugout. Rogers just cops like, nah. And so, Grilli and I go down the right field line and we just start ripping these bottles.
People.
Just, huh?
We were peppering people.
We were peppering people. I know. I got to get that picture up. We're just whipping, champagne. And I remember this story, Chinch. Grilli's in front of me. He's ripping it. I'm ripping the champagne. And this one guy's like, give me some of that champagne. I'm like, you got it, man. He gets down. I just start dumping half a bottle. The guy's like, yeah. Well, he's like, boom. And he looks up and he's like, thanks, man. And I'm like, he looks like he's 16 years old. I was like, how old are you? He's like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, where's your parents? I got to get out of here. I just kept going, but I was like, I just poured half a bottle of champagne down a 16-year-old's throat.
That's amazing.
In front of everybody. It was unbelievable.
Two things on that. One, a couple years ago, the league tried to say you can't bring a bottle out onto the field to celebrate. And I was like, good luck. I mean, like, if you're in that much, you've spent an entire year. Second thing, real quick. Sean doesn't like to talk about himself, but Grill, can you talk about how good he was that year and, like, how special he was at the plate?
Well, like I said, having a guy, 300 bat coming in, I mean, and like I said, we had, for adding a piece like him to a team of, we had a lot of good guys.
Loaded.
We were loaded, and to bring that in there, that just showed you, like, what the organization was all about winning in. Right? Not just from a at bat, but just his personality. I mean, everybody says, what a jerk he is. It was a pleasure having him, and every night he'd have some 2 for 3 nights and driving in guys. I mean, speed. He wasn't stealing any bases for us, but that's why he was never.
Exactly.
He wasn't there. But he had, even like I said, he made me feel good that I made him feel good. Welcome to the team. But there was a part, remember when you said, hey, I'm playing back. I got put in. This is a funny story because we talk about all the highlights, but there's low lights too that we can laugh about.
I don't remember this. No.
When you said we were down, like, we're getting boat race, and I had to come and mop up some innings. And I was going bad. I think this was in 07 maybe.
Did you pick over?
I picked over. After he told me, Grill, I'm playing back. No, I picked over because the hamster wheel was just on too much, and I picked over.
I was playing back.
Ricochets off the bullpen section into the right field, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know. I just wanted to talk to you again. Yes. Just get me out of here."
I forgot about that.
His presence was phenomenal. It was integral. We enjoyed it. I wish we played together longer, man.
Yeah.
By the way, Case. Oh, sorry.
That's why I'm sitting on his porn couch.
This courtesy, our buddy Matt Yaloff just texted you and me. You don't have your phone. 15 years ago today, Casey 3 for 4 with a homer, World Series Game 4. 15 years ago today. Did you know that?
Wow, I just got the chills, bro. You just gave me the chills.
Thanks to Matty Yaloff for that shout out.
Thank you, Matty. That's awesome, man. That was really cool.
Taste yourself today.
That was why wouldn't I? Dude, exactly. Dude, that World Series, though, for me was just, it was special because, I played 9 years in the big leagues, never been to I knew what it meant to be there. That, may never be there. And I remember telling Verlander, I grabbed Verlander and I said, hey, listen, soak this in, bro. Yeah. Because it's your rookie year, right, but you may never be here again. And he mentioned that, I believe it was, later on, I think when he was with the Astros in 2017, he mentioned that. He remembered that. Yeah. Now as a veteran player and saying, hey, for these young guys, like I played with guys that never played a day in the postseason, right, that played 15-year careers.
Well, he did pitch in the postseason a couple other times, and they fell short.
So right.
You were exactly right.
You cannot take that for granted. You know what I mean? And that team though, man, was so good. 06, 07. 07, I was telling Chinch a great story that we every time I would go out to hit, we start a little tradition. Can you bring us into that story?
So Case and I like to eat quite a bit. We're always in this killing the spread table in the kitchen. And I was reading some Men's Health magazine on the John one day, and I brought it to Case's attention because he's very into reading and mental health, this and getting locked in and whatever it takes. So I read this article about things that help you concentrate better, and chewing gum was something that I did. I never chewed tobacco and all
I
that.
chew gum too. Yeah.
Yeah, chewing gum, they said helps relax, this. They actually said bananas help too. So I read this in Men's Health. I'm reading this article, and I'm sitting there. So when Case was getting ready, I had to go get a bunch of bananas, and I was right on there. Hey, Case, good luck today. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs or whatever.
Yeah.
Eat your bananas. He would go out and go
2 for 3, 3 RBI. I swear to God, it happened like.
He got superstitious. Like, bro, where's bananas? Where's my nanner? So he expected me to put bananas. It was just a joke after our conversation. Then he expected bananas.
Hey, Grill, and like he didn't give it to me. I said, Grill, where's my banana? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I went 2 for 3, 3 ribbies yesterday, bro.
Oh, shit.
So he'd be like 2 for 4. He'd be like 2 for 4 double ribby. I go out 2 for 4 double ribby. So it's just like we did that for like a couple months. I think you'd be like, here you go.
So hey, 15 years ago today, I might have been responsible for his version.
There you go.
Oh my God, so
Yeah.
good, man, so
great.
good. So after your time in Detroit, you end up heading out to Colorado.
Yeah, I loved it.
Did you ever tell about that time in Colorado?
I'll say it.
And what's it like to pitch in Colorado?
Yeah.
I gave up 1 homer in 2008, and after getting booed in Detroit, I would have gladly gone in. So yeah, no, those guys with Fuentes and Matt Herges and just all the guys that were there.
Yeah.
And they came off of a World Series appearance in 07 against the Red Sox. I never laughed so hard in my life.
Right.
It was awesome. I laughed so hard that year. That bullpen was like my introduction. Oh, and Houston Street was there.
Yeah.
London Rush.
So many good guys.
Glenn Rush and
Glenn Rush one of the funniest dudes in baseball history.
Laughs at everything. He's a good time.
That's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy, good teammate. But yeah, we laughed so hard, and I think my abs were the best because of that. I sit up that year in Denver. But yeah, it was a hard place to pitch.
Yeah.
And
What was it like watching Todd Helton every day?
oh my God, Helton was a machine. Just a consummate pro. You knew what you were going to get out of him. So
Right.
but yeah, just a fun group of dudes. Like this, their vibe was good. So that's what I said. When I collect all these jerseys, I got to go into like, hey, what's this like? Or I'm the new
Right.
fan. You know how nervous you were. I'm like, all right, so what do you need me to do here? I'm
Right.
trying to fit in and bolt in. But all those guys, that clubhouse had a ton of fun. I don't know, maybe that Rocky Mountain High was part of it. I don't know, but it was such a good atmosphere, beautiful ballpark, and again, whether you're spraying champagne or not, what makes a year, whether you're winning and losing, winning especially, is if you have a good group of guys.
Yeah.
Everybody that's going to spray champaign and has spraying champagne, you watch. The interview is going to be the same thing.
Yeah, we love each other.
We love each
right,
other.
right.
Yeah.
They enjoy playing with each other,
Yeah.
playing for each other.
I can't stand when people say chemistry doesn't matter. Oh yeah,
It
it does. I don't. It
does. Thank you.
You get the nerds and those guys and what are saying. Oh, we chemistry doesn't matter. It's all about this. I'm like, you've never been in the clubhouse. Yeah. Energy's real. We as human beings, we emit energy. Yeah. If you got a bunch of energy suckers, that are going to zap it out of everybody in the clubhouse, that's what you're going to get. So I don't want to hear that. Like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. It matters. The dudes that you have on the team, it matters.
Absolutely.
That's the bottom line. So, Grill, you go to Texas. Maybe we'll skip over Texas, right? You go there. It's hot. It's hottest place on earth. And then, but I want to get to the Pirates because I think that's where like the grilled cheese got a chance to close. 2013 team. Can you talk about how when you initially got to the Pirates?
Wow.
And maybe even go back to, I know when I was with the Indians as a coach one year, and all of a sudden you were on crutches. Yeah. You had hurt your knee. So here we are again. 08, you're in Colorado, you're getting things going, and now you're back on the injury train in 2009.
I was supposed to play for the Indians in 2010.
2010.
Signed with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Sheffield became my agent.
Okay.
I was on agent number 4. He was agent number 4. So I was just trying to find that believed in me and just said, hey, I'm not looking for you to do anything. Just put me in a position to succeed. I'll do the rest.
Right.
And just getting to the Pirates was, even though I was getting drowned in Philly.
I was going to say, I looked at your numbers in Philly. I'm like, The Phillies were going.
2011.
Yeah, the Phillies were
They
going that.
needed a
Yeah.
setup
Oh my
guy,
gosh, dude, you were
and,
dominating in
yeah,
AAA.
Guys like Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee, they were like, dude, we were like, what the heck? Why wasn't Grilli?
You had below a low
I had a .8
.8
ERA. Almost
ERA.
went to Korea.
You did?
Yeah, I got an offer to go play in Korea, and I'm like, good roommate in AAA, Tag Bozzi, lifer in baseball. He was a great roommate. I said, dude, I got to make a major decision. I said, I'm at this point, pivotal point in my career. I'm 34. I got a chance to go make money overseas, but I got under a 1 ERA. I'm averaging 2 strikeouts an inning.
Right.
Do you think I'm crazy for saying no and just waiting my turn? It's got to be coming. He told me in a little laundry room in Scranton.
Yeah.
Before the Yankees renovated, he goes, Grilli, you're a big leaguer. He goes, if I were you, I wouldn't go. I said, thank you for confirming that. Said no to Korea. Basically took my out. Transaction-wise, the Phillies said they released me. I actually released them. So when I think back to that story, deciding whether I go to Korea or not, I'm just thankful. Like Rod Nichols, our pitching coach at the time, I looked at him. We were in Syracuse, and I said, Rod, I just need to get 1 inning tonight. What do you got me slotted, scheduled? Somebody, I want to bump somebody from their time. We're all fighting to get to the big leagues, right? I said, I need 1 inning. The Pirates are here to see me. So, like I said, all just fate had it. I got my inning, did what I had to do, was consistent with what I said, backed it up, and next thing you know, we're in Pawtucket at the time when the team was there.
Right.
Since then, but Chef called me. He's like, I think the Pirates are going to come get you. Just and that. It's like, sure enough, I got a phone call.
Because the Pirates were there that night.
Pirates were there that night, previous series.
Yeah.
We went to Pawtucket right after Syracuse. Sure enough, I get the phone call. Pirates picked me up. I packed my bags.
Right to the big leagues?
Right to the big
Wow.
leagues. And I had to face the Cardinals. Like, it was never an easy introduction back to the big leagues. I had to face Lance Berkman, the Cardinals.
Oh, that was the Pujols, that 2011 Cardinals team, yeah.
Beltran, Berkman, and who else did I face?
They were Matt Holliday.
Matt Holliday.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go. So it was like Del Piano who stuck his neck out for me. Like, yeah, this is our guy. He's got a good piece. I came in, did my thing, boop. He was like, yep, you made me look good. He's like, I came, gotcha. But it was awesome because again, coming in, it.
Yeah.
Talk about it, coming into a winning team, winning situation where you go from a losing situation.
Yeah.
And feeling like, wow, I don't want to let my teammates down. I don't want to let the city down. And I want to stay here. You got to fit in quick, so you got to produce.
It's an adrenaline rush
It's
too.
an adrenaline rush. You got to produce.
Yeah.
You want to get in there and do your thing. So
that's awesome. Yeah. So now you're with the Pirates. 2011, you come in, do well. Now 2012 is when who was closing there? You weren't Hanrahan was closing. You were setting up Hanrahan.
I was 6th, 7th inning in 2011 coming in. Next season they had me setting up for him. And
you were the 8th inning guy.
The 8th inning guy, and I was like, whoa. And that was a year Sweeney and I can't remember some of your MLB cohorts there. They were just like they were trying to pump me up because I had like a 1.5 or 1.7 at the break, more strikeouts than even I did as a closer. And they were taking all closers prior to them taking just good relievers and good players and all-star appearances. But I enjoyed it. And
I had a question for you because obviously you and I know, brother, when you cross those white lines. And if you want to have any sort of career in the big leagues, you better get your mind right.
Oh, your mind.
Right. And I don't know, Grill. When I saw you in Pittsburgh and some of the things you were doing, I obviously all the great years you had, but like from 2006 on, your mind did your mind did it shift to a place that was like, you know what, I belong here. Yeah. I am one of the best relievers in the game. I can close in the big leagues. Can you take us through the mentality of a setup guy, the mentality of a reliever, a closer? What's that mentality like?
I'll kick it back to, because in 2006 I didn't want to be a middle reliever, but I sure as hell didn't want to be a starter in AAA.
right.
So what's your choice? I'd rather be a middle reliever sweeping floors and getting you bananas, Stay on a bus trip somewhere I don't want to be. But Clint Hurdle, when I got traded to from the Tigers to the Rockies, he asked me a couple questions, the typical stuff. Hey, they were taking BP. I had 2 hours of sleep. I show up and I'm like, you really need me? Like, we need you here. We're short. So I had to face LA that night. But he introductory questions. Hey, you got here safe? Yes. Your family okay? Yes. You're going to be available for me tonight? Sure, I can give you whatever. What do you need me to do? And then I was ready to say, oh, yeah, I can't wait to go meet the rest of my teammates. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Bro, he goes, I got to ask you a question. I said, what? It was a serious question. He goes, what do you want out of your career? And I was like, you're asking me that right now? I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I just got traded trying to fit into Colorado Rockies. Get ready to face Matt Kemp and the boys in L.A. And he says, no, seriously, what do you want out of your career? I said, I've been waiting for somebody to ask me that kind of question. I said, and if you really want the answer, I said, I'm going to tell you what I want. I said, if I'm in the bullpen, I said, I know there's a lot of waves that have to part. I said, there's guys that have always been in my way as far as, experience, doing the position, holding the setup role or a closer role,
right,
or the money that goes with those roles. I said, the seas have to part for me to get that opportunity. I said, but I know I can do that. He says, and I'll tell you why I know I can do that. And he says, well, what's that? I said, well, my inherited runners percentage is pretty high. I said, I've been probably best in the league in that category. I said, I can do that. If I was holding 75%, 72 or 75% of those runners, I'm coming into situations I didn't create. I said, I'm getting out of them, holding the runner, keeping the game in balance. I said, I can't imagine what I'd do with a clean inning. I said, so I know I could do that job. I said, I just need to get that opportunity. And off I went. I said, thanks, Clint. I appreciate you asking the question.
Wow.
Didn't think anything of it. So fast forward, we reunite back here in Pittsburgh.
That's right. You're back with Clint in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
And he wrote that down in the intro of my book. I was keeping a journal and it turned into that whole thing. But he wrote that down. He said, I'll never forget that story and that time I asked that question. I asked a lot of people that question. He goes, I never really get an answer because nobody knows either what they want or they think I'm joking around with them. He's like, you gave me an answer. I was like, shoot, I don't got much time left to get on this horse and get that opportunity. So just so happened that, I kept doing my job and like I said, 6th, 7th inning. And then I did that job and think, let's try you with the 8th inning. You get a couple opportunities and sometimes you get that job from doing the job or you push somebody out of the way.
Well, then you start. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I was going to say, and people that don't know Clint Hurdle, I got a chance to work with him and experience what a great person he is. But, he's all about positivity and positive thinking and all that stuff. So I bet he wrote that down in Colorado, and he probably had it in his book, right? From what you know.
Yeah, he was big on all that mental stuff. But, he did a lot for my career. Like I said, giving me that opportunity, that's all you can ask. And he sure backed it up by giving me that opportunity.
But the opportunity he really gave you was in 2013 when you closed, right?
There's 2 voicemails I've kept on there. One's from Sean Casey about going on stage with Pro Jam. He's like, you know what you need to do tonight? And then the other one.
We're going to talk about that. And
the other one's from Hurdle, congratulating me, giving me a call back. It's your job to lose.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, dude, that year you didn't lose it. You dominated in 2013. Living here in Pittsburgh, being a Pirate fan my whole life, I was so glad you were here. I think one thing that sucks about playing the big leagues, the fan in you dies a little bit, right? So the Pirate fan I was as a kid is different than the Pirate fan I am as an adult. But I root for guys. I root for my guys, and you were one of my guys. And when you were here, I was like, man, I just root for Grill every night, and how excited your energy that you bring when you'd fist pump and the game be over. And I knew it was genuine because I know you. I knew it was a genuine.
I think I was a trendsetter because
that was like you're showing us up.
Yeah, I saw Liam Hendricks at the All-Star game. I took my son to Denver.
Yeah,
and we were in the lobby and hanging out, and he was getting autographs, and I was hanging out with Barmy and my old Rockies buddies. And we ran into Liam Hendricks. He goes, Grill, he's like, we used to make fun of you, man. He's like, you were out there, doing your thing. And I said, well, I never tried to show up anybody. I was like, I was pumped up with fans. And
right.
I said, but little did you know. I said, I peed, pooped, and puked. It's a pretty big job. You screw it up. You let your teammates down, let the city down. I didn't want to do that. So I said, I'm glad. He goes, I said, yeah, I see what you're doing. I said, and you do a hell of a lot more excitement than I do. I said, but you're welcome.
So good.
Yeah, so I was like, I feel like Batista set a trend on that. Maybe I someone on him now. I don't know.
Oh, it's so great. That's what's so true, and it was so genuine. You go to the All-Star game in 2013. You got an All-Star story for me? You got an All-Star game story, an experience, something that happened to you?
There's 2 things, takeaways that really the All-Star game, maybe a lot more than 2 or 3, but have my kids on my lap for the home run derby.
Yeah, it's pretty
One
cool.
of my favorite pictures. Yep. I always said I just wanted that opportunity with
Yep.
my kids, so I got that. The second thing was being named to it. Probably we were in Wrigley Field, and the Pirates and Hurdle did another cool thing. It was just a 3-game set. We flew into Chicago, flew out, and it was the weekend that they were naming the All-Star team. All the fathers, it was a father-son trip, came. The fathers were all out in our jerseys. They were out on the field, could shag with us, do whatever, hang out. Carte blanche, they could hang out with us and mull around. And having my father there and being announced to the All-Star game, I ran out, and I was in tears. He was in tears when I told him.
Oh, man.
You want to have a catch?
He said, "You want to have a catch?"
Yeah, we're out by the Ivy having a catch, crying.
You and your dad are having a catch.
I named the All-Star game, and sure enough, one fan got that picture, and I still have this day. It's the one picture, man, that I go, if you could capture a moment that says so much, like when you sit there. I remember tapping my dad, to talk about going back to my relationship with my dad. I remember he used to work post-career. He did, Change of Paces bar. He worked for Allstate, was an insurance agent for a long time, but I knew when he had a good day and a bad day because I'd be sitting there on the porch with my glove, couldn't wait for my dad to get home from work, and I could tell when he just like tapped me on the shoulder and he would just be like, okay, I need to give him a minute, but I would sit there and wait for him, but he would always go up and show me good time. Just we would go out and have a catch. So I just thought about all that while we're out there in Wrigley, just chucking the ball like I'm in the big leagues with my dad, who was a former big leaguer, and what a special moment to be named to an All-Star game. At 36 years old,
wow!
I was doing things, and I always wanted to. He said I would kept his career alive because I got to play with Gene Lamont, who was a teammate of his, and Leland, and all these guys.
That's right. They were teammates of your dad,
and coaches that were teammates of my dad. And I heard stories about my dad's career because I was still in the game, so it was kind of cool to do that. You know what I mean? And just having that catch was the ultimate. And then the last thing was I got Mariano was warming up for the American League, and I was over there, and Mariano and I talked a little bit before, and he was like, what a great story, man. I'm like, my story is like nothing like your story.
He's like, exit late into night.
Closer of all time. And as I'm warming up, he tipped my cat as to say, it was just respect, and it was like, wow, man.
Wow. Are you serious?
So I got his jersey. I had him sign a jersey for me, and that's
And that was at Citi Field, right?
Citi Field.
So what was that like? That was Mo's last All-Star game, right?
Yeah.
And they brought him out in the 8th, did they not? So what was that like being there, watching Mario Rivera?
Surreal, man. It was like everything was surreal. It was just a surreal weekend. And like I said, I got to look at the mountaintop and be like, wow. And I remember Sheffield, Gary's my agent, and he kept saying like, welcome to the big league, welcome to the big. Because every time I kept doing some cool things, he was so happy. He kept saying, welcome to the big league.
That's crazy.
I'm like, wow, these views are great up here. With guys that I collected their baseball cards, and like you said, guys idolized, and you're rubbing shoulders with these cats that you're like, holy cow, I'm one of these people.
Yeah.
A part of this. I got a picture with me, Melanson, Kimbrel, and Chapman,
that's awesome.
Game. So it was just a cool time. Like I said, I turned into a little bit of a fan then because I was like, I had the greatest time ever.
Yeah. Well, that season was unbelievable, and one of the coolest things for me being from Pittsburgh, I've been to Steeler games, I've been to Penguin games, I've been all these things. That 2013, they still call it the Cueto game.
The Cueto game.
And it was literally at PNC Park. That place was there was a blackout. I got the chills thinking about it because I had brought both my sons and my dad talking about, hey man, I played baseball because of my dad. You know what I mean? You played baseball with your dad. You're having a catch with your dad at the 2013 All-Star game or in Wrigley before the 2013 All-Star game. Are you kidding me? Like, that's what it's all about. So, being at that game with my sons and my dad, how life comes full circle. But when Johnny Cueto was out on that mound and dropped the ball and how crazy the place went, could you talk about that game and like just what it was like? And you closed that game out, right?
Yeah, I did. But I got
which is the wild card game. It's the wild card game 2013.
And I remember I lived in the cork factory down on the strip, right?
Yep.
And before they did all the construction, they're building all these high-rise apartment complexes. I had a clear view right across the river to PNC and Hines and all that. And I remember looking out that morning of the game, and Liriano was pitching, and Liriano was great for us that year. And I felt so good. I'm like, he's going to have a game. the boys were all ready. But you know what was even more chilling was that when I looked out, the city was just calm. It was quiet. Like mid-afternoon, everybody took off work.
Yep.
They took the kids out of school. The Cincinnati Reds, unfortunately, didn't just have to play the Pirates. They had to play the city of Pittsburgh.
Right.
McCutcheon's mom sang the national anthem.
Yeah.
I don't wait for black and gold everywhere. I was like, sorry, Reds, I think you're going home tonight. But, and again, I was like, I give a mental preparation. I was thinking, okay, I got to really throw up really good tonight.
Yeah.
So that I get all.
So said you peed,
I peed,
puked, and puked.
Yeah.
The 3 P's.
Yes.
So that was
Peas.
that was your routine.
Guys would laugh at me. They're like, and thank God we had the greatest chef in Pittsburgh. He just got the experience. He did my event the other night and catered my event, but best food in the big leagues by far, bar none. So Chef Tony, I got to taste his food twice. I told him. But my nerves, that's just the way my body reacted. I was just like, I felt better, like calm.
Yeah.
I was just an adrenaline guy, and I had so much adrenaline that I had to just find a way to get it out. But that night, and we'll get to Casey's message to me. He said, "Grill, you know what you got to do tonight." He's like, "The Pro Jam's in town. They're going to lead off the tour. You win this game. We're going to have dinner with Eddie Vedder at the Clemente Museum with Mazeroski."
That's right.
I mean, he was WWF. You want to inject that into this?
My God.
And I'm like, oh my God, I can't screw this up. I played with so many guys, and him being one of my best friends, Kerry Wood, and the boys of all, the Eddie Vedder crew, baseball crew, that all know Eddie. I'm like, now I've collected a lot of jerseys. I said, I've been in the right place at the wrong time, or the right place at the wrong time.
Right.
And I never met the guy who I idolize his music. And Sean Casey, my best friend's real good friends with him. I'm like, Case, this game's going to get closed out tonight because I got to go with you to go have a glass of vino and meet this guy. Once and for all. So, yeah.
Yeah. We went. Well, that was an unbelievable night. We went to Dwayne Reeder's place, the Roberto Clemente Museum down in Lawrenceville, and Pearl Jam was just opening up the tour on that Friday. So Ed was like, "We're going to come in a little early, and start the show in Pittsburgh." So I was like, "Man, I got to figure something out for those guys coming in." So I was like, I'm going to put a dinner together. I got Bill I called Mazeroski. I'm like, "Hey, Maz, you're a legend. Is there any chance you can come, sit down?" I got my buddy Eddie Vedder and, Jason Grilli, and I'm trying to get Blast. I would just love if you would come and we're doing a private dinner. And Maz is like, "All right, let me see what I can do, Casey." Meanwhile, I'm thinking like, I'll buy your car. I'll buy your wife a car. I'll do whatever it takes for you to get here, right? So sure enough, I tell them, they're Pearl Jam's in town, Pearl Jam. I just come tell them. So sure enough, I don't hear from Maz. And on like 2 days before this event, I'm like, "Maz, please tell me you're coming, because my buddies from Pearl Jam are coming in." He's like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "All right, Case, for you, I'll do it." I'm like, "Yes! You got to be kidding me. I got Mazeroski, I got Blast, I got Grilli." So they all come in. Ed comes in, and Jeff Ament too, who's the bassist for Pearl Jam. We had this unbelievable dinner, right? It was an unbelievable dinner.
Unbelievable.
And I remember Maz at the beginning of dinner, he was like, "What's the guy's name again? Pearl what?" And I'm like, I was like, "The lead singer is Eddie Vedder. The band is Pearl Jam." It's like, oh, okay.
Too, like we're celebrating. Think about we're talking all about these celebrations and all that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hurry up. It's the quickest shower, quickest celebration I had to feel, because I'm like, hurry up and get the dinner.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I even said hi to my family. "Hey, everybody good? Fuck, gotta go." I said, "Dude, I'm the last guy in the field. I gotta do some stuff with, interviews and whatever." I said,
right.
He's like, "Eddie's waiting for you. He's so nervous. He can't wait to meet you." He's nervous to meet you. What are you talking about? So I finally get there, and I go down there, and I'm like, oh my God. He gets up, and what is he, like 5'7",
Like 5'8", yeah.
5'8".
5'9".
Nothing wrong with that.
He jumps in my arms, and I'm
Yeah,
looking at
Chinch's
Case.
size.
I'm looking at Case like he's in my arms hugging me, and I picked him up the ground. I'm like, I got Eddie Vedder right here. Finally, man, my dreams come true. Best week of my life.
And we had a great night. We were playing some tunes, but Grilli can play guitar a little bit. Remember, we had the guitar and you start playing, and Ed was singing with you.
And then I got awestruck, and then I just gave
Jesus.
him.
Yeah. So Grilli sits down.
Because I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, wait, this is surreal. You know?
Yeah, that's the most impressive thing. Forget about the baseball stuff. That's unbelievable. That's great.
We had a really cool
Wait,
night,
so that was the same night as the big game? Or that was a different...
Wild card night, yeah.
We celebrated. I
Is that
celebrated.
the greatest night of your life, Jason? Like, I'm up there?
Greatest week, because then, not only that, after doing that experience, I mean, Chase, your friends, and everybody that had VIP backstage, whatever, are sitting there. And I just, I was humble enough to just go, hey, I just want to hang back. I'm just watching. I'm just grateful to be here, kind of thing. I already had dinner with the guy, and nobody else did. So let them have their time or whatever moment. And I'm sitting there, and Ed's sitting there smoking a cigarette, making his playlist. And he goes, hey, Grill. And I was like, yeah, what's up, man? He's like, you open to do something with us? And I'm like, I didn't really understand what he was getting at. I'm like, yeah, I'm a relief pitcher, man. Whatever you got, I got. So I didn't know what he meant. Like, we're doing something backstage here or whatever. I didn't know what he meant. The next thing you know, at the intermission, Case and I got 2 Heinekens in our hands, and we went to go get a couple beers because we were backstage. And we're backstage, and Ed,
we were in Pittsburgh. We probably had Iron Cities.
Yeah. So Ed puts on all this Clemente stuff from the museum, and I think you got him a Roberto Clemente skull cap he collects.
Yeah.
And he's got the thing. He slaps me. He goes, "All right, after footsteps, you're coming up on stage." I looked at him and I go, "What? Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
In case again, WWF wrestling enthusiasm's like, you gotta pump up Pittsburgh. So I was like, I grabbed my Heinekens, downed them, and kicked his down.
I'm like, here's some wine. So
yeah, and even my voice cracked. I'm trying to go like.
Well. Tell him though. Grilli came out to the whipping. When he came out, the song "The Whipping" by Pearl Jam. Whenever Grilli would come out of the, come out of the bullpen,
it was one of their songs from the Vitology.
Yeah. And mind you, this city loved Jason Grilli because everyone loved your passion, everyone loved your enthusiasm. It was very genuine. So when you were out, when Pearl Jam was there, you know what I mean? It was nuts. So we'll tell him what happened when Ed calls you up on stage.
Ed called me up on stage, and I asked him, I said, "Can I address the crowd? I mean, this town hasn't been, winning in 20 years. This is like huge for us, and who knows how far we're going to take it." He goes, "Yeah, absolutely. Take the mic." And I'm sure he was probably like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, so was I. I was like, "Oh shit!" He has no idea what he's getting.
There we go. No, I just addressed the crowd like I just wanted them to enjoy the moment because it wasn't just about me or the Pirates. It was about these people that were such in a drought, losing for so long and watching. And we had a good core of guys who, if you look at those teams, and even still, the Pirates, it's like you're giving away all this talent. They could have it right here. They could have winning is sitting right here, but they treat it, I hate to say it, they treat it like almost like a 4A team. There's a AAA, there's 4A.
Yeah, right.
And all this talent from Garrett Cole to Charlie Morton, who's pitching.
Oh, Tyler Glasnow. Who they just, even looking at that trade, Glasnow, Meadows, and that Shane Boss.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to look at.
Do you remember what you said to the crowd?
Well, I'm gonna let me. I have a better version of the story that Grilli's telling because I'm gonna tell the version from looking at the outside in. Vetter's like, let's bring up the closer for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jason Grilli, and place is like, it was like one of the loudest ovations. That place almost comes down, right? So Grilli goes out there, and Ed's they start, Grilli, tell him what you said. Do you remember what you said? I mean. He's like, Pittsburgh! It was like talking about me, WWE. He's like freaking Hulk Hogan in his prime. He's like, Pittsburgh, PA! Place was like, yeah! And then Grilli's like, we're going to rock it out tonight. Ah! It was like almost when Stone Cold Steve Austin used to do his interview. What? It was like Grilli just would say something, crowd would go nuts. Say something, crowd would go nuts.
Because, like I said, Casey pumped me up. Aired it into me like, you got to do something with this crowd, man. This is the city of champions. Like he was. He was getting all right.
So they start. They go. If you ever heard the whipping song, it goes in whipping.
They didn't play that, right? They never really played that song, from what I'm understanding. It's not a song that they really.
No. It's not a song. If you look at the Pearl Jam playlist, the whipping is not a popular one. It gets thrown in every few years.
Right.
Maybe every 10 years.
Some people said after that show, they were like, were so grateful because now they started playing it a little bit.
Yeah. So they put that on, they play it.
That was
And
pretty cool.
Chinch, Grilli starts singing along with Ed. So, like, Ed introduced them. You think Grilli would address the crowd, have a great night, and walk off. Well, they start playing it while he's still on stage. And, like, you can tell Ed's like, all right,
Ed,
all
I'll
right.
take it from here.
All right, Grilli, back up. Next thing you know, Grilli's on stage like, the whipping, the whipping. And, like, I'm like, oh, shit, man. I'm like, Ed wants him off the stage. Freaking him. But he was dancing around the stage. Yeah, he was up there for like 6 minutes, and Ed was like, okay, that's Jason Grilli. And I was like, ah! And I was like, boy, I think he might have overstepped his bounds there.
The craziest thing is he gave me the guitar after.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Seriously, I was numb from, the euphoria of winning to having dinner, and then I expected nothing. He took the guitar after he played whipping, and he gave it to me. I'm telling you, my body went numb. Like, I went limp, like, what just happened?
Oh, my God,
and I come off stage, instead of some hot babe wrapping her legs around me, it should have been my wife, but I didn't have
That's a whole other story.
That's a whole other story. But Sean Casey is right there now. Thank you for setting that
Your
up.
ex-wife.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Grilli, you nailed it, baby. You nailed it. It was unbelievable.
It was grateful. Thank you again.
Oh, bro, kidding me?
Yeah, I know he'll probably watch that.
That's so cool.
That's amazing.
So cool.
Anytime you need me, I'm available.
Dude, so the next year you end up leaving Pittsburgh, probably not, how did you feel about leaving Pittsburgh?
Well, one of the things, when I was a free agent, I had a chance to go play several other places, but I felt like choose the devil you know or the devil you don't. And I loved it here. My family was here. My kids started getting, my firstborn, he was locked in. We started meeting people outside of baseball. And I loved it. Guys,
you didn't want to leave here.
Yeah. Bred here, so
right.
I really love this town. And it's kind of how my dad ended up in Syracuse. His career ended up there.
Yeah.
I'm a transplant, but I was like, this is a great place.
Good people.
Great people. They've airplanes that go to the Bahamas here too. So when you get out of the weather, it's just the same. But I love it here. And the journey continued. I went to Anaheim.
You went to Anaheim. Can you tell us that? Because you have one of the greatest stories. You don't mind telling that story, right?
Yeah.
Because the time that you went golfing.
Oh yeah. So
with Trout, Mike Trout, and a couple other guys.
We went to Catalina Island. It was Mike Trout's birthday, and it was Kevin Jepson, a reliever's birthday, right around the same time.
Okay.
And the wives and girlfriends and significant others, they organized this party, and a weekend trip very rarely happens. A weekend off, for a ball player during a 162 game season, where you have 19 off days, right?
That's so
we had
rare.
A home game, home series where we had a Sunday day game, Monday off, Tuesday night game.
Oh wow, okay.
Right, so it was a perfect setup to go over. We went to Catalina Island. I imported some. Dwayne shipped some BYOB over there for us, the wine that I wanted everybody to celebrate that we had with Eddie Vedder and company and likes of you. You bought a barrel. I had him ship it over there for Trout to try. Was telling him all about Pittsburgh, and we had a great night. I mean, we were as white as these walls. And we went to the beach the next day, and there's maybe 3,000 people on the beach on the island. And Mike Trout was getting hammered with all kinds of, can I get a picture? Can I get an autograph?
Right.
He just needed to enjoy his birthday, right? And I'm like, hey, excuse me,
I'm sure that's a lot. Being Mike Trout's not easy at times.
Mike's tired, and I worked out a deal with the lady at our hotel. She had a golf cart. I was going to go rent one because I knew we were going to need some help getting back and from where we were to stumbling back to the hotel. Come to find out, long story short, it was Garrett Richards. Was one of his best buddies coming up for number one pitcher. Mike Trout was in the front. My two brother-in-laws were over there because I flew them over because I couldn't make my brother-in-law's wedding and bachelor party. So I said, why don't you guys come over? I'm not going to be at the wedding. Why don't you come over? I said, you can hang out with this event and we'll celebrate a different way. And they were like, I can't believe I'm doing this. So there was basically, Mike was getting hounded.
Right.
I said, Mike, let's go. Let's go get ice cream. Let's go get a Coke or whatever. Let's just take off for a minute, make you disappear, let you relax. So I unplugged him from the situation and the scene. We go up to the top of one of the hills there, one of the mountains, where people are like zip line and everything. So we're way above where we could barely see the rest of the team down below. Come to find out, this golf cart that we were lent had no brakes.
Oh my
gosh! We're barreling down this mountain. 5 guys on a 4-man cart I mean, I'm kidding you not. The governor on that thing, nothing to help govern the speed. We were at least 30 miles an hour straight down this hill into the center of town, and I had to make three choices with not just our number one pitcher, number one player on the team, but the face of baseball. And I'm going, dear God, I'm driving. So I had 79 career saves, but I think that was the greatest. 80, I have 80 saves because we're barreling into town, and we chose. There were three options I could take, and to paint the scene of either going straight into the circle meridian sort of cylinder of concrete, or Dukes of Hazzarding it into a shark-infested harbor because there's a lot of great white.
My gosh!
Or trying to make a right-hand turn to avoid traffic and just go straight as we could. We rolled I don't know how many feet to a complete stop, and we were already as white as this paper. We came back to the rest of our team. They're like, everybody said we said nothing. They're like, what happened to you guys? I said we no break. I went right up to the lady.
So what happened at the end? What was the decision you made?
I went out to oncoming traffic because I didn't want to tumble the thing.
Oh my gosh!
We took helicopters over to get there. I didn't want to be helicoptered back with a face.
So it literally went on the oncoming traffic, and there happened to be no cars.
I just prayed because I knew everybody was kind of, and then the town was kind of like at a lull because it was that time where everybody ate breakfast or lunch, and we're all at the beach. Come to out, like I said, I knew everybody was at the beach because they all knew that the angels were there.
Oh my god!
So they were trying to get.
I think there were angels around the cart. Really. I think there were real angels around the cart. Mike Trout is in this golf cart.
Took that wheel, and Trout says to this day, I still tell that story.
Oh my God.
When I played against him again after I left the Angels, he would look over me at the bullpen and he would just go like this and he'd go like that, like, thank you, bro. No problem, Mike.
Oh my God.
Keep hitting them taters, bro. Getting the record book.
Keep hitting them taters.
Well, I think that's your best save ever. That's your best save ever.
Nothing to do with
oh my gosh,
baseball.
it's crazy.
Driving a golf cart.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So you go from Anaheim to Atlanta, right?
Yes.
In Atlanta, and that's Atlanta.
It's the wrong time. I wish I was with Atlanta now.
Right.
5 games in April. And we were on pace to win 30 games that year. But thankfully, the Blue Jays scooped me up. There's always like something that just say hi, Bucks,
yeah.
But yeah, it was good times even there. Johnny Gomes was a teammate of mine. Another guy that I still talk to.
Great guy, dude. Johnny's great.
My abs never hurt. I almost pulled him oblique in the back of the bus, telling jokes and
oh my God.
it up with him because, I mean, just that guy is just good time.
So after the Braves, you end up going to Toronto, and that's like you grew up a Toronto fan. Was that really cool for you?
I was always a fan of the Blue Jays because my dad ended his career there, and those guys in AAA would come through my dad's bar, have some chicken wings and whatever, and I'd see them and shoot some popper shot with these guys as a kid. And we would follow the Jays, to Toronto. My dad would have bus trips, and we'd go up there to see some of the guys, and I became a big Blue Jay fan. So to put on a Blue Jays uniform and, first base side is where we always had our tickets, and then help them raise a banner. That was surreal.
That's so cool.
Although it wasn't a World Series banner,
but no.
Cool. We had a lot of swag on that team. There was a lot of.
You were there for the Batista. Was that the Batista series? Year before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had
15.
Achilles injury in 15.
Okay.
Came back.
So 16, you guys were still dominating. It seemed like that country was going crazy. Not just Toronto, but the country of Canada.
Toronto's one of my favorite cities.
Oh, it's the best city.
It's one of the greatest.
But,
playing in the AL East, it's Tyson Holyfield's bouts every night. That's a tough division. Yeah. As we saw even this year with
it's always tough.
The pennant race between Boston Yankees and Blue Jays and Tampa Bay. I mean, God, look what they do.
Yeah.
But
so after the Blue Jays, so where did you? Well, you ended up retiring. I know at the end there you didn't want to retire. You retired.
No, I was tired. Yes.
You were tired. You were definitely. You were 40 years old. Yeah.
And I was active getting tired, and I had to go back to Texas to be really tired. Because
that's a lot of tired.
No word said, and it was like I'm looking for the reason. I'm like, what's going to be the thing? Like, how am I going to feel? And Mike Napoli, another Gweet, we lost the last game, and I was looking at him. No words were spoken. I just go, and he goes, "You're done."
That was it.
I did my thing, yeah. So
wow,
Yeah, it was just.
What was
time
it?
to go home. My kids, man. You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
my kids, I was missing too many of their games.
Yeah.
They need dad, and it wasn't about me anymore. I did to ride the horse for 20 years.
It's a long time.
20 years.
20 years in
And
professional
go through
baseball.
all the injuries. I shouldn't have been there for some of the stuff. And
Wow.
Just blessed and grateful for the time I had.
When you look back, Grill, we like to play this little game. Who'd you own, and who owned you?
God.
Who'd you own, and who owned you?
Well, I would say for a while, Paul Konerko.
Really?
School, I mean, they were announcing his name, Paul Konerko. By the time the Konerko. Come on, pictures.
What was he hitting? Fastball, your slider, everything.
It doesn't matter. I was like, here, just put it at somebody, please. Yeah. Who did I own? I don't know.
There has to be somebody you're like, yes, I'm about to throw 3 sliders. This guy's out of here.
I'll tell you what. Weeks.
Yeah, Ricky Weeks. Yeah.
I had Stanton's number for a little bit.
Yeah.
He got me at the end, but
Yeah.
it was okay. People made a big deal of that. And I got to tell you that funny story.
Yeah.
So the night before he hit that 3,000-foot home run off me in a meaningless game, my son had won the championship, had the game-winning hit. So I was so all my teammates were bragging on me like, did you really think the game was over? I was like, no, I couldn't wait to go talk to my son. I can't get to my cell phone because I wasn't that guy sitting in the clubhouse on my cell phone. But I did that night because I was following his game. I wanted to be home, and it was a meaningful game for him. And I was so in tune with what he was doing because I'm in Texas going,
right.
Get me out of here. I want to. And so I did it, and Stanton was pissed off at me, and so he mocked me around the bases, and they asked me for the infield. I'll let him enjoy it, man.
Oh, he homered, and he was like, yeah.
So I never got to tell him that story.
Because you had punched him out.
Yeah, the night
before. Yeah.
And it was on the 8th inning. So he thought I was showing him up, and I think he had enough. In my career. So, kudos to you, Stanton. Great career.
Still doing it. Great player. Yeah. It's all fun.
I wanted to tell him that.
Yeah.
It was more about my son. I was so jacked. I get to go to the clubhouse and check my son, see if he won his game.
That's great. That's a great story. Yeah. All right, Grill. We do one last thing. We call this 90. Chinch, why don't you take it away, brother?
Yes, I'm very excited about this. All right, so simply put, it's this or that questions. They're absolutely stupid. It's supposed to be 9 questions in 90 seconds. It's usually 9 questions. It's much longer than 90 seconds, but whatever.
Hall of Fame baseball broadcaster Marty Brennaman here. It's time for 9 in 90, the most ridiculous segment in all of sports.
I have a bonus question today, Sean, just because I got in honor of the paisan I have here for the first time.
Yeah.
All right, but we'll start here. So I ask Casey first, he answers, and then you just answer right off of what he says, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. First one, grilled burgers, grilled chicken, grilled hot dogs, or grilled shrimp? What do you pick, Sean?
Oh, I'm gonna go with the grilled burgers. I like a good grilled burger. I like it little medium rare and domination.
Yeah, grilled burger. I agree with you, 100%.
All right, easy enough. Now it gets harder. Would you rather eat a live cockroach or drink your own urine, Sean?
I'm glad you kept going with roach. Live cockroach or what? Or drink my own urine?
Yeah.
I'd probably eat a live cockroach.
Yeah.
I'd probably drink my own urine. I think that's a better way.
Yeah, I can't. I have to agree with you on that.
Choice.
That's it.
There's no third choice.
It's 9 and 90. It's down and dirty. All right, next one.
I would just think it was hot tea. I would just close my eyes. Oh, this is good hot tea from Thailand.
Let you piss excellence.
Yeah. I gotta put that back in me. I got nothing but excellence.
All right, this is a simpler one. Are you a pen guy or a pencil guy, Sean?
Oh, I'm a pen guy. 100% pen guy.
Pen. Good pen.
Yeah.
I'm a collector of good pens.
Are you really?
Yeah, I love
Really?
pens.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
I'm just like, give me 55 big pens, blue big pens.
No, you gotta have one that sign more meaningful stuff.
Oh, really?
No, big
I'll start doing
contracts.
that.
Oh,
Tell me-
yeah.
Tell me which
big
brand.
deals?
No.
Really?
I've never even thought of that.
What are you, like a cross guy? Cross? Are you a cross guy, cross pen, or you go different? You go like Mont Blanc?
I'm not doing the feather dipping in the, it just has to write well.
It feels good.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Gotta feel right. Your bat feels
Yeah.
good.
Wow, we got a lot more out of that question than I thought we would. Okay, you're in open water. What do you fear most, Sean? A shark shark attack, a gator attack, or a piranha attack?
Where the hell am I? I can get a shark, gator, and piranha attack at the same time. What swamp of Florida am I in? Jeez.
Exactly.
I would fear a shark attack more than anything because they're just so big, and I just feel like that would be scary.
Yeah, you could cut yourself at the beach too. You might get a little nick and
Blood in the water.
Sharks swimming up on you would be.
Yeah.
All right, good. Sean, would you rather play the flute in a symphony or sing in an a cappella group?
Oh, I'd rather sing in an a cappella group like Nick Lachey. Isn't that a cappella like 98 Degrees or those guys like Justin Timberlake?
Well, when they're not playing music, it's a cappella. It doesn't matter what the band is.
Oh, okay. I think a cappella.
Singing a cappella in clubhouse showers is always a good show, especially when you win.
Okay, good. Random and eliminate one of these three artist musicians: Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, or Snoop Dogg.
Okay, I have to eliminate them.
Eliminate one.
Who is it again? Dolly Parton, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson.
I'm gonna get rid of probably Willie Nelson because I like Willie, but out of those three, I'd probably get rid of Willie.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Dolly Parton. I don't really know much of her stuff. I heard Willie's a pretty good dude. Time to hang out with.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Toby Keith wrote a song about that.
Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson.
Oh yeah.
You're right. I had to change my mind. I want Willie and Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
too. Dolly will be. See you later, Dolly.
I think they've hung out together too. All right, good one. Would you rather watch an enemy's family home videos for 24 straight hours, or babysit the least favorite kid you know for 10 straight hours?
I'd rather watch the video for like 24 hours. I babysit kids that I do like, and I can't stand that either. So.
That's true. I already raised 2 kids, and
yeah.
I've done all that. The patience gets up quick.
It does.
Turn the volume up.
Exactly.
TV show.
Exactly.
Great. Okay, what's worse? When someone misquotes a famous movie line, or when someone sings the wrong lyric to one of your favorite songs?
I'd have to say it's worse when they misquote like a good movie line.
Really, I'm gonna go wrong lyric.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think it's funny because people go, "Wait, what are you talking about?" When it brings up some things. I know. Too, I keep sweating on Eddie here, but he gets pissed off when people sing his songs. Right?
Oh well, dude, he would have hated my buddy Henry Ogden in college, who thought "I'm Still Alive" was "I Sail a Lot." Oh, I sail a lot. Hey, oh, I sail a lot. I'm like, that's not say. He doesn't say "I sail a lot." He says he's still alive. Idiot.
I got one add to that. My brother had a great one once. You know that song "Send Me on My Way" by Rusted Root?
Send me on my way. I'm away.
He used to my brother thought it was Simeon the Whale.
Simeon the Whale.
Anyway, okay. Last one, then a bonus one. Spread eating contest between Sean Casey and Jason Grilli. Who wins?
Bro, I think Jason Grilli wins, honestly. Like, I used to like to eat today, but that guy's a heathen, bro. Look how big he is. Guy's like 6'4", just Italian, ripping pasta and freaking gnocchi and whatever you know.
My family laughs at me because when food comes out, they're like, "Can you just have?" I dominate food because and I never had a brother growing up. I out eat my own father. My mom's like, "There's so much food here. Like, why are you rushing? Like, there's plenty, honey.
Take it easy."
Oh my God! All right. So there we go. So that's good. Bonus question, because first of all, I haven't said this to you yet, Sean. Grills, you're one of my favorite players ever, and I loved watching you play, and I love that you're Italian like me. So here's a bonus question. Casey, when I say this word to you, what comes to mind? Minchia.
Minchia? It's like a nice mink coat back in the day. Like, oh, you have a nice minchia.
Say no more.
You have a nice mink, yeah?
Can you explain?
Leave it right there. Just leave it right there.
That might have been my...
Leave it right there.
Yeah, let's leave it there. That might have been my biggest contribution to this show since we started it. I love it.
Just leave it there. I already know.
Hey, are you wearing a mink, yeah? You wearing a mink, yeah?
All right, that's perfect. I'm not even gonna tell you what it means. You can look it up later.
Plays an A-E-I-O-U sometimes.
Oh my god. Grilled cheese. This has been unbelievable, man. Going down memory lane with you and just
Love hanging out
reliving,
with you.
love hanging out with you too, bro. Thanks for being in the mayor's office.
Absolutely.
Thanks, bro.
And being in the mayor's
You
office.
guys are dominating.
Thanks,
Good
brother.
stuff.
Appreciate it, man. All right, Chinch.
Case,
Love you, brother.
Love you, man. Grills, nice to meet you, man. You're the best. Thank you.
See you soon. Minchia.
Minka yourself, motherfucker.
That was a long show, Minchia.
See ya.
That was awesome. He's just one of the best, one of my best friends in the game and one of my best teammates I've ever played with. Just such a great story, man. 20 years, all the things he had to go through, Tommy John surgery, blew out his quad, blew out his knee, Achilles, blew out his Achilles, all the ups and the downs and then getting sent down, getting called up. I mean, it's an unbelievable story of perseverance, redemption, all of that. It was just a great time talking to Grill.
First of all, like you just said, you talk about Hall of Fame careers and Hall of Fame numbers. That's Hall of Fame effort, and to be able to battle back, it just shows the resilience of the person and the strength of the person. And first of all, being an Italian person, I love him just in general anyway.
I know you love that. I know you love that.
But also the fact that he's just so classy and so cool and knows the game so well. And by the way, I think he should be on air. I think he's about as good as anybody and as knowledgeable as anybody and as funny as anybody. And he's one of the best guests we've had. And every week, dude, you bring one of your boys on. And if anything comes out of this, it's that Sean has really, really cool friends that you want to be friends with. Because I'm telling you, and if people don't get to see this before the show and then right after the show, I get to talk to these guys. And what you're seeing on this screen from all of these guys that Sean played with, all of these good people, is that they're good on and off, and they're just respectful, respectable, great people. And it's a testament to you, buddy, for the friendships you've made over the years.
Thanks, Chinch. I've been very fortunate and blessed to have made a lot of good buddies and made a lot of good friendships over the years, and a lot of good people, man. A lot of good people in Major League Baseball. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely, dude.
Well, I just want to say to all the good people out there that are watching our show, that continue to support us and download our content, on all the wherever you get your podcasts. We're just very thankful for that, grateful for that. Keep listening to us. Tell your friends, like us, subscribe to us, download us. It all helps us out a lot. So until next week, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming in the mayor's office with Chinch and I, and we will see you next week. Chinch, I love you, brother. I'll see you next week.
Love you, buddy. See you next week.
All right, man. See you, buddy.